Welcome to Startup Chuck. So I have been slowly trying to set up a little chemistry bench. I've got my resin printers here, and I need something to help keep the fumes down. So basically, this is a 24-inch bench. I'm gonna basically make a fume hood, or HEPA hood, or whatever you wanna call it, basically. But it's going to suck air out and expel it out the window I got back there, and just keep things from smelling too much inside my shop. And so in order to do this, I ended up getting a sweet, not fume hood, I don't know, kitchen hood, vent hood for a kitchen stove. And we're gonna use that in order to make our chemistry hood. So let me show you that thing. Here's the chemistry hood I got. Looks beautiful. So it's got these sweet baffles here, but I'm gonna replace these baffles with Hepa filters and make sure it's all sealed up. And then we're gonna use this extrusion that I got here. This is just, 15 millimeter extrusion. And we're going to basically make a frame with that. And so I've got some plexiglass sheets here. This one will be for the bottom. We got to cut that to size. And then I've got some for the sides and for the front face. Okay, so we're getting pretty close. I've got the back and the bottom and the top part all done here. And so now we need to do a little bit of a diagonal here between these members. And so luckily I've got 2 pieces left. And so I'm just gonna tie it in, kind of just like that. And then we'll have to work on fitting the HEPA part up here and getting the side panels and back panel and then the bottom panel on, but it's pretty close. Okay, the frame is now finished. It's looking good. I got the HEPA filters in. And so these guys are gonna mount just like that, although arrow goes the other way. And essentially, I'll make some brackets so that they fit in tightly on here. But 1, 2, 3. And so then I gotta get bottom, sides, back panels all done. And I'm gonna have a hinge at the top and a hinge in the middle so that I can do a double fold up and over the top for storage. All right, before I get into cutting the plastic, one thing you wanna do is make sure that you're using the right blade. So I have a 140 tooth circular saw blade, and that's gonna be a lot more than anything that you'd normally find for a circular saw, but it's gonna give a nice precise cut for plastic and make nice little tiny chips, as opposed to like just break up plexiglass or anything else that you'd be trying to cut. So fine tooth blade for plastic, and then you should be good to go to start cutting. Now another good tip is if you don't want to scratch your plexiglass that you're cutting, put a nice thick thing of painter's tape on there to cover it, and that should help you keep it from getting scratched. Yeah, you can see where here it was scratching, so I'm glad I had that painter's tape. Didn't end up with a scratch mark in my actual plastic. All right, so my first attempt at a bracket for mounting the filters on here wasn't quite gonna work. There's too much stuff going on the sides, and so it was gonna be too wide here, here, and here. And so the next version is a little bit better, and it mounts a little nicer. So I only have now on the bottom and on the top places where it'll get taped on. And it'll just go centered, and then on each side, and then that'll kind of be it. I'm using to tape everything down 3M VHB tape. The stuff is nice and thick. It has crazy strong holding power. I've used it a bunch for other things. The key is time. So you have to wait for it to adhere. It's like any other pressure-based adhesive. You apply pressure and then you gotta wait a day and then it's like a really strong bond. But if you wanna use it right away, it's not gonna be great. But since I'm mainly just going to be taping down these big plastic panels, I'm just gonna line it all along the length of the sides here and up and around and then just stick it on there and should be good to go. So tape makes it a lot easier than having a whole bunch of little fasteners. Plus it actually seals better, which is nice. But peelable tape, like this tape is permanent. So if you use VHB ever, just realize it's super strong and also permanent. All right, 2 sides done, another one to do, and then this front side. Now, every single one of these you gotta prep with alcohol wherever it's gonna be bonded because you want it to be a strong bond. Most of the time when things don't stick, it's because you didn't bother cleaning it. All right, I just taped this thing down. See how solid it is? Okay, so we just got the sides on the main box and now we need to do the filter. So I had 3D printed out this little filter mount. It's just got a little thin lip around it. It's just enough to hold the filter in and I'm gonna have 3 of them and they're gonna get taped here, here, and here. And basically you can still pull the filter out through it, but then you can, you know, squeeze and put one in and it'll get held in by that thin ring around the top. So either way, we're just gonna tape them in and with that VHB tape and it should be fine. Give a good enough seal around them. And these are all Hepa filters I ordered online and I got like a 4-pack for like $50, $60 or something. Hepa filters are more expensive than like a home furnace filter. They take more pressure to actually draw stuff through them, but there's a pretty big powerful motor in this hood, so I'm not too worried. Moment of truth if my hole works. Oh yeah, look at that. Fit right through. Plug it in. Nice. Getting fully stocked. All right, it's officially done. I am so happy with how this turned out. I got my handle in here and you can look, I got little knobs. And I can take the whole thing, I can flip it up, it stays up. I'm probably gonna want some clasp up there to hold the knobs in place, but either way, lots of room in there to work. There's this nice control right here, and I can turn the fan on. Setting 1 is plenty. And if I even show you right here, right now it is on and steady. And if I open the front door, then it increases the airflow. So it's got good suction in there. Shut, open, shut. If I actually, I don't know if you can see it, if I get this thing going on setting 4, you can see the front of this pull inward, and it's got a nice bow to it. So there is lots of suction going on. So I only need setting 1. And then the light is easy to turn on, and I'm pretty happy with the lighting in there. Just 2 nice little LED lights going along with my 3 Hepa filters right up there. And yeah, so that's about it. I am super excited. This is gonna make all of the stinky resin projects that I have with my 3D printers a lot more suitable. And I think I'll run a vent hose from here all the way out the window, so that way I actually have some real venting outside. So pretty sweet. All right, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.